Welcome back, boys. Today we have one from Manhood. Women over 35 are angry men refuse to marry them. Let's check it out.
Here's why I will never get married as a man. Growing up, you're always taught that relationships eventually lead to a point of a union, of a marriage where you sign a government contract binding you two together. But the issue with marriages is the fact that nearly 50% of them end in divorce. Alongside with that, women and people really don't even know what a marriage means. Most women just want the validation of being called a wife, the ring, and of course, the wedding. In order to have a long-term relationship, you really don't have to get the government involved. You can do everything that a marriage actually entails without signing a government contract. That includes getting the ring, having a wedding, maybe even doing a honeymoon, changing her last name, having kids together, living together, and all do this while being married without being technically married through a contract. Now, if you are gonna get married, at least to some degree protect yourself as a man. This includes getting a prenup before you decide to sign the papers. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up being another statistic and then complaining about how all women are the same.
Mark this down, men. Avoid involving the courts if you can. Marriage often just turns into handing over your power, control, and money to your wife. RIP to the husbands getting wrecked by ruthless divorce judges who show no mercy.
Here's the problem with modern marriage from a man's perspective. Most of the marriages I know, okay, the man provides financially, he protects, taking care of kids, doing the things that he can do. What does the woman bring? She brings love, affection, a little bit of sweetness at the end of the day, sex. If you get divorced, every single thing on that side of the man equation, he can be compelled to do by the power of the state, and if he fails to do it, they can put him in jail. Nothing on that other side, the female side, is enforceable at law.
This is what you get when marriage turns into a cold contract instead of a true partnership.
Name one benefit that a man gets from a marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
No, but name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say. And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women have no leverage in their 40s. And they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls. And that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
I think it's also setting a good example to children that you have a family nucleus, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can do that without the state getting involved in getting married.
You know what?
The risk blows the reward out of the water. Every man knows marriage doesn't guarantee a woman's loyalty. There's no peace of mind.
Yeah, it doesn't guarantee.
She can drop the divorce bomb any time and walk away with the house, money, and more. Men live on edge, always watching for the next betrayal.
There are going to be people online that say you did.
I read like an article or something in China. There was like some kind of law or whatever. They changed some rules around, and now if you own a property, no matter the kind of like length of time, if your name is on a property, you cannot lose it through divorce. So it's like you bought it. I guess even if you are married, if you bought it and it is in your name while being married, you still get to keep it after divorce if divorce happens. Now, I don't know the exact details of if it is like that, like I just said, but it if that is true, I mean, that's wonderful. Now China has better laws than the US. Like,
Didn't get married because he wanted you to sign a prenup.
Correct.
So why did you not just sign the prenup?
In that moment, it was, I'd rather walk away from something knowing that I chose myself than to spend the rest of my life not being loved the way that I love somebody.
Translation, I want to take his money and virtue signal while I do it.
Somebody.
I chose myself is just a cover story. She came empty-handed, with zero plans to invest in the marriage. He knew his value and called her bluff. She's playing victim like she walked away on her own terms. But really, he chose himself and let her go. That "in that moment" excuse screams impulsive feminist nonsense getting called out, plain and simple.
When a man wants to get married, he's only getting married truly for one reason. Because let me be honest with you women, the men can work and provide for themselves. He doesn't need your salary like that. He does not necessarily need you to cook, clean, and have sex because he can get sex from multiple women. They're giving it out. A lot of them can cook and clean. Their mother taught them, or they can pay someone to get it. The culture is telling them these women do not get married. So why would a man go past what the culture is telling him and choose to have a wife? Because with a wife, you can now have love, nurturing, support, affection. This is what he can't get from a roommate. So if that is not what you're leading with in your relationships with men, this is why your husband is now pulling away, because in the beginning you gave him those things. But as you got into the relationship, you got bitter, resentful. You start seeing his flaws, start counting that against him. You start measuring him against other men, and now you're pulling back on the love, the affection, and the nurturing.
Straight up, men don't tie the knot for bills and baggage. They want love, peace, and loyalty. But nowadays, women bring none of that real deal. It's all about what he's shelling out. Fancy dinners, designer bags, and a flashy lifestyle. No care.
I mean, at some point, like it's almost like they don't see you as like a human being anymore. They just kind of see you as literally a walking wallet. That's what you are. Like, you just have to give out money and like shut the hell up and be happy you're being used. Be happy that I am giving you attention. Be happy that you're in this trash position. And you're supposed to kind of just lay down and take it like a good boy, essentially. And that disgusts me. I don't wish that on anyone.
No heart, just sucking the life and cash out of him. Marriage used to be a team effort. Now it's a rigged game. Men pay and stay silent, getting zilch in return.
If we look at the studies, actually, we show just the opposite. The most recent, and probably which is the new Pew Research poll that came out here a few months ago this summer. It shows basically 63% of men of varying age are single, are not in a relationship of any kind, not looking to be a relationship at all. And what's worse is it shows 57% of men have absolutely no desire to even enter into any kind of a committed relationship with a woman, let alone get married. So what's changed recently over the last 10 years? Has it become that what men want from a woman, what men want from relationships, has all of a sudden changed to a point where they can no longer find it? Or is it that these modern feminists have taught women to no longer be what men want in a relationship, to no longer be that side?
Yeah, it's kind of, it has become so warped that basically modern women are like men now. Like, that's kind of how it is. I haven't heard other people say it like I have, but I kind of think these modern women, they're kind of like dudes. Like, and do you want to date a dude? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Like, these like kind of strong boss babe modern women, you could say. I'm telling you, bro, they're just like men. It's difficult for me to like kind of see like the differences, or not difficult, but you know what I mean. Like, it's such a blurred line now, and I'm just not attracted to that, bro. I like a feminine woman, but they're few and far between.
Of carrying the feminine, compassionate soul that a man's looking for to commit to give himself to, and to cherish for the rest of his life.
Divorce hits 50% of marriages, and women start 80% of those splits. Then comes child support, alimony, losing half your stuff, the house. Marriage isn't worth that nightmare. Young men watch their dads get ripped apart and say, no thanks, choosing to fly solo instead. Honestly, just give up. These women don't care about your voice or your effort.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces? And with successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these.
Because they're like straight up incentivized to. It's crazy how they can use divorce to kind of just rob the man and do it legally. That's why.
Things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
It's
So
a feeling.
why-
Feelings
yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because
point.
he can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
That's all I'm asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh!
The thing is, if you haven't kind of figured it out already, like I guess a woman's love is kind of worthless. It can change like daily. You could say it is actually worthless. Like a woman can say 1,000,000 times I love you, but the thing is actions crush that. You could say I love you one day and then next year, screw you, I'm gonna rob you and take everything from you. It is what it is. The thing is, people need to kind of change their perspective on love and kind of change it more towards, we have like a massive like loneliness, a loneliness epidemic among men. I think the focus should be less on these modern women, should be more on brotherhood and friendship, because at least you can meet people who aren't incentivized to like crush you, but are there to help you rebuild and build something more and help you out.
So what?
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
you
men
wanted to marry me.
don't want to
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married.
Exposing how marriage screws men over, divorce courts, alimony traps, lost kids, zero rewards. Women hate it because the game's rigged in their favor, and now men are walking away. No more simping, no more blind loyalty. The truth hurts, and it's making women panic as their free ride gets exposed.
Here's the problem with modern marriage from a man's perspective. Most of the marriages I know, okay, the man provides financially, he protects, taking care of kids, doing the things that he can do. What does the woman bring? She brings love, affection, a little bit of sweetness at the end of the day, sex. If you get divorced,
there's no actual. Why would I get married? Why?
Yeah.
There's no actual reason to get married. It can complicate things. I have some friends that just have a woman they love and they had kids and they just didn't get married. I find them happier than those that get married.
There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I feel like once you put the marriage title on it, there's just this
like a
added
pressure too, right? Yeah.
that like the relationship doesn't need.
Did you hear about this new food that like completely destroys sex drive in women?
No.
Wedding cake.
Marriage these days is straight up bizarre. You sign a lifelong contract with someone, only to risk getting haunted by them and losing half your cash if it ends. It's turned into a trap where even the tiniest issue sparks divorce, adding court fees on top of the wedding bill. In truth, it's just a tax gimmick and a trophy for her ego. And if you skip the ring, oh, they'll shame you like it's the end of the world.
But my wife, after 5 years of marriage, has decided, unbeknownst to me, to become officially.
What?
She has become a nun. This, my friends, is what a modern day nun looks like.
This is what a nun. Michael, how am I a
Look
nun?
at her.
What?
Look at this modern day nun.
How am I a nun?
How are you a nun?
Is it because of my pants?
No,
What?
no. None today. None tonight. None last week. None tomorrow, I guarantee that. None in the morning. Those were fun times. None next month.
The reality is that this is an issue that men face all too often. Many men have gone from absolutely satisfying premarital relationships to all of a sudden the disappearance of intimacy following marriage. When this happens, men feel like you just did a switcheroo as soon as you got what you wanted and he couldn't take it back as easily. But what's interesting is that women never see it this way. They always blame the man for why they don't really want intimacy anymore, and the truth is that it's more complicated than that. It can absolutely be at play, but when this issue comes about, he wants to have a discussion about it. Because men want to fix the issue, he wants to hear what he could do better in order to resolve this. But the problem is, and what's so frustrating for men, is that he could do all of that and then it still doesn't change. That is when he's going to see it as a you problem, and women get so triggered by that. They typically fall deeper into the hole of not wanting it, which is the opposite of what that man wants to create. But what else is he going to do? Well, I'll tell you, he's also going to play it up like this, like it's just something that happens in all marriages, and he's going to joke about it and pretend like it doesn't absolutely devastate him. But then she's not going to like hearing that, and then it's going to create just a really unhealthy dynamic. The bottom line is that that man just wants to fix the problem, and he wants to work with you to do that. He wants to be a partner. He doesn't want to tell you to do something that you don't want to do. Trust me, he doesn't want that either.
I mean, that's kind of like you can't really like negotiate that. It's if you are with a woman and she just absolutely refuses to give sex, which is very important for men. The thing is, like, what's the point to have a woman if you can't have sex with her, right? Essentially, like, I'm not here to have a fucking roommate. Like, I'm here to have a woman, start a family with, and how can I do that without sex, right? It's just a bad deal for a lot of men. Women get what they want, and they stop giving what is necessary to keep the relationship going. You kind of need sex to be involved. If not, like, it just won't work. From what I remember, it's how was it, like, it isn't necessary for women to have sex in a relationship, apparently. Well, it is. The thing is, if you don't have sex or you satisfy a woman sexually, she will leave in the end. But I guess what was it? Fuck, I can't remember.
More guys gotta expose these deadbeat, sexless marriages. When the intimacy's gone, she's not a wife or partner anymore. She's just a damn roommate. That's exactly why smart men should steer clear of...
Yeah. Never enter a contract with somebody who benefits from breaking said contract. No need to buy the cow when you can get the milk for free. If you want unconditional love and faithfulness, get a dog. 90% of women cheat, and the cheater guts the man financially. Not worth the risk. 90%, 95, 100% women cheat. Man. Older women have a good reason to be concerned. 2/3 of single women age 50 to their mid-60s have less than $50,000 in savings. Other studies said 100,000. In their 30s, the pickings are slim and they get concerned. The easy days are over. In their 40s, it becomes panic. In their 50s, it's despair. For the first 20 plus years of their life, they blew through their earnings. If they get a divorce, they blew through the settlement. Anyway, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I catch you boys on the next one. Take care of yourself.